Now this has been a video that I wanted to do for a long time, and basically these are my 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. Now I've wanted to do this video for quite a while, and I haven't had time to do it because basically every time I want to do it, I just don't want to do it. Like, I get so far into recording it, I just delete it, whatever. Delete. Yes, I know. Whatever. Anyway, so my 5 favorite wrestlers of all time list. At number 5 we have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell yeah! Stone Cold. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin's at number 5. A lot of people saying, why the hell is Stone Cold Steve Austin at number 5? Well, it's my list, bro. And if you don't like my list, then don't watch the video, man. Create your own list, and you'll be on the list if you don't like my list. So there you go. I know. Anyway, Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of those guys in the Attitude Era that really captivated me and really made me a professional wrestler, and one of the wrestlers to make me professional. I was the biggest Stone Cold Steve Austin mark in like the early 2000s, like late 90s, 2000s, acting like Stone Cold and shit like that. Fucking the probably greatest wrestling character that I've seen today. The guy could talk on the mic. He had tons of charisma. He could captivate an audience. Could draw. He could draw big ratings, like 7 point something. Like in the WWE today, I think the current roster would love to draw the ratings Stone Cold drew back then. And at number 4 we have Chris Jericho, baby. That's right, Chris Jericho, Y2J, whatever you want to call the guy. Chris Jericho is one of those wrestlers that back in WCW got me interested in his ring work, his charisma as a heel or a face. He was just awesome at being a heel or a face. He was a good draw, I guess. Back in the Attitude Era, a lot of people like Chris Jericho in the WWF. So I gotta say Chris Jericho was a big kind of name from WCW to go over to WWF and get it to be established. And basically, he could re-evolve his character. I mean, look at his character right now, the Rockstar character. Just pretty cool. I just like how Chris Jericho, over the years, has just reinvented himself and just, changed with the times. Something that Scott Hall said, he said, like, if you can be left behind in the times, or you can change with the times. And I like that quote he said, and that's what Chris Jericho does every time he comes back to the WWE. At number 3 we have that is right, The Undertaker. The Undertaker for me was one of those great characters like a Stone Cold Steve Austin and like a Chris Jericho that really could do awesome things. Like, here's a guy that was like the zombie character in 93, and then he went to the Phenom, and then he was Biker Taker. Don't like Biker Taker, not going to talk about Biker Taker. That sucked. That was probably the bad thing about Taker, because it kind of ruined his character from previous characters. Because on previous characters he was like, didn't do interviews and stuff, and then here he is on fucking Jimmy Falcon and whatever, fucking doing interviews and shit. I didn't care about that. And then he went back to Phenom and was like, thank God for that. And he reinvents himself. He has had awesome matches with guys like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior. Hulk Hogan in the early 90s, not Hulk Hogan, no. When he faced Hogan, like in, was it 2003, 2002? Man, that was bad, because both guys aged. And when they had the first match, it was awesome, but yeah. He's had awesome matches with Shawn Michaels, Mankind, a lot of guys. Edge, you know what I mean? And number 3 we have Shawn Michaels, the Mr. WrestleMania, Mr. Hall of Fame, the showstopper, the main event, whatever you want to call the guy. Here's a guy who had a lot of charisma, who could elevate stars, tweak his matches, put different elements into his matches. He could be an awesome heel, an awesome babyface. You could get emotionally invested into the guy, and he was an awesome an awesome guy to work with. A lot of people today in the wrestling business, a lot of young guys starting off today, say that their favorite wrestler was Shawn Michaels growing up, and he's one of mine because he got me interested in. He was another guy that I was interested in Shawn Michaels' character as well, which was good. I know it was a corny character for the time, but Shawn Michaels, like Chris Jericho, moved with the times. He was like, I know I've got a corny gimmick from the 80s, but I can make it like a really good character. And then at number 1, Triple H. It's time to play the game. Yes, I know. My Triple H impression sucks. But, yeah. Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time, guys. I've said this in a Q&A before, but yeah, Triple H is one of those guys that got me into professional wrestling with Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero and Triple H are 2 wrestlers that really got me into professional wrestling. Eddie Guerrero because of his wrestling style, and Triple H because of his wrestling character. Him as a heel is fucking awesome. You got fucking him as a face is fucking good as well, but he's not fucking good as him as a heel. I loved Triple H in DX the first time. 2006 Triple H was fucking awful DX wise, but I didn't care because Triple H made the little things which sucks in DX in 2006 really good, like with the whole McMahon stuff, which was awesome. Then you have Triple H elevating young talent. I know a lot of people say that he buries talent. Well, how can you say that Triple H buries talent when he's put over guys like Jeff Hardy, who's the second most over face in the company in the Ruthless Aggression era, John Cena, Batista, Daniel Bryan. Okay, they put over CM Punk, but CM Punk's a dick, so whatever. And then stuff like that. And then he's put over Roman Reigns. He's put over Dean Ambrose at Roadblock this year. So if you guys can say that Triple H buries talent, then just go back to the match, go back to the past and see the guys he's elevated. And before you start saying, oh, he buried Booker T and he buried RVD and he buried Scott Steiner. Look at the guys he's elevated. He's elevated probably more guys than he's actually buried. A lot of people say that Triple H buries a lot of talent. Look at Hulk Hogan. Who has Hulk Hogan put over clean? And do not say somebody. Hogan has never put anybody over clean. I don't think anyway. At least with Triple H, he's put over a lot of guys clean, and he's actually done the job for them. You know what I mean? Like with Hogan, I don't know, man. He hasn't put over not many people. He's put over a couple of guys, but not that many people. And then he's done great things with NXT. I mean, he's turned that shitty NXT, what it used to be in 2010, to awesomeness it is today. And like they're having pay-per-views on NXT and stuff like that, and it's awesome. So yeah, that's my 5 favorite wrestlers, my 5 greatest wrestlers of all time list. What's your 5? Leave your 5 in the comment section below, guys. And thanks for watching, guys. Break out.